I'd like to show you the port side, which is also the guest side. So come on down here. You'll notice we added some rugs. This is marine vinyl and it's comfy on the feet. And then if we go forward, this is what we call the purple room. My favorite color, of course. So what we have here is the purple room, and we have 4 pillows, 2 decorative pillows. You'll see you have reading lights on either side, and that hatch above the bed is super important because there is a mast locker above that you can keep open even if it's raining, so you have great airflow because that'll pull it in. Not to mention this fantastic overhead forward-facing hatch. So when you're at anchor, that airflow is just phenomenal in this room. And you also have 2 hatches here, which are a little easier to keep open if it's raining, so you can get that flow all the way back through. And there's tons of storage. On this side, you have a little bit of storage. I'm going to shut the door here to show you the rest of the storage. You have 2 upper lockers, which we have our spare fabric in, and lots of hangers. Down here, fire extinguisher and more storage. And one of the best parts are these drawers right here that have divided storage, plenty of room. And then finally, you have the cabinets here. They're shallower, again, because we have a narrow hull. We're a performance boat, but you can, it's great for storing small things, shoes, etc. Now moving aft, another great feature that we have is there's a shower here, and behind this door is even a little sink. It's small, but it would be great if someone is occupying the other area, and that way you can brush your teeth or do whatever besides take a shower. Now we have storage, shallow cabinets. Now we're going to use this for our provisions, all our canned goods and pastas and whatnot. You have that. You have more here. Gets a little bit deeper. Again, interesting shelving because it's a performance boat, but you can fit a lot in there. Even deeper storage up here. And this one we've actually started putting stuff in because we just moved aboard. We're trying to figure out what kind of containers we need to keep our goods, our pantry items good. And then again, narrow storage. And this is worth mentioning. This is a magnet. So you just put this on and bam, that's how you get down below in your bilges. Here is the guest head. You have the head and a sink. And we even added an extra fan here because we've heard this gets quite stuffy. And then there's cabinets and storage down below. In here, there's not really much storage because this is our black water holding tank. But you can see there's little nooks and crannies where you could maybe put extra rolls of toilet paper or canned goods. And in this cabinet, a decent amount of storage, especially on that top shelf. And now we are in the aft guest cabin, which we like to call the blue room because there's 4 blue pillows plus 2 decorative pillows. But you have 1, 2, 3 cabinets with storage for the person here. You have really nice shelving here and here. Reading lights on both sides. Again, we added 2 fans to this cabin. And we also, hardly anyone is doing this, but we think it is the best thing ever, is adding an overhead hatch which faces forward. So when you're at anchor, you grab that wind, then you can open the back hatch and the side hatches, and you get really nice airflow. We actually slept here last night, and the airflow was great, and we're not even at anchor, so we're not necessarily facing the wind. In here, you have great deep storage, and down here, again, more storage. And then underneath is a phenomenal space for storage. Down there we have all kinds of things that we won't use, like camping gear. And there, literally, you could fit multiple people under there. It's so incredibly deep. Now to show you the owner's side, and the owners would be us. Woohoo! All right, going aft is our party shower. It's ginormous. I mean, we'll have to have a party in here for certain. And tons of storage once again. Way to go, Balance. Storage, storage, storage. You got all the storage here. Our printer, kind of a must-have. The very few books we kept moving forward. We have this whole cabinet dedicated to all our medical stuff, even mosquito guard. And here you have the bilge alarms, so you can check out all of those. Hear any noises, so you know exactly which bilge to check out. Down here is our Spectra watermaker, which is definitely a learning curve. And in here you have all your controls, and it's very well organized. So you have 12-volt systems, and right here it delineates where the 24-volt systems start all the way down, and down here is your 48-volt systems. Now, my favorite cabinet. How lucky am I to have room for 2 sewing machines? I have my heavy-duty Sailrite, which I don't really like, but it's the best thing out there, I guess. And then I have a regular daily sewing machine, which they have been getting a lot of use on the boat. And then just other odds and ends. Now moving into the owner's cabin, which is just like the cabin on the other side. One of our favorite things that sold us on the Balance is the fact that you can open that little hatch there, and then you open the anchor locker, which can get rain. It's a wet locker, so you can leave it open when it's raining and get airflow. It's fantastic. And then you also have a big forward-facing hatch when you're not underway and you need some air. And side hatches here. We have not had to run the AC here in Cape Town at all. All right, going to the Salon. One thing that Balance has changed, rather than being able to go from refrigerator to freezer, now you have 2 dedicated units for the refrigerator and 2 dedicated units for the freezer. And then one really nice feature is this table, fully extended, is great, lots of space, but you can also fold up both sides. It makes it easier to get in and out of. And over here is your nav table. A great feature that we did is we took some of our extra fabric and we had it covered for a storage ottoman, and that will become our liquor cabinet. And over here is your nav table. We don't really use it as a nav table. It makes a great desk, so that's why we have the ottoman. Here are all your basic controls. And over here is your galley. It's nice, you have good storage, you know, you're tight. We absolutely love this cabinet here. We have our spices up here, and they're nice pull-out things, and those even do well underway. And then down here we have another pull-out tray with our oils and sauces, and you can see you can fit quite a few glasses there. And this is, we're all electric, no gas. And this is a Miele. We upgraded to the Miele Pan Anywhere cooktops. We do a lot of cooking. And with this non-skid mat here, silicone mat, we found it just easier. These are our 3 pots, just to keep them up here as we use them. This is a microwave, toaster, crisper, air fryer, convection, do everything. It's very handy. And then we'll go outside. Now it's quite windy. We love these hammocks that we strung up from the straps that hold our 2 paddle boards. Best seat in the house is up here, lounging. It is nice with the enclosure. You definitely stay. You stay perfectly dry, and it's just nice to stretch out. There's a lot of places to stretch out here. You have this place to lounge. You have this place to lounge. And the other notable mention is the Helm fridge. Very nice, but very deep. And you can see it's really a beer fridge for us.
We'd like to continue the tour of GTFO for you. Today we're going to kind of look at the top side, and one of the first areas we're going to check out is the sail locker. So you can see it's pretty big and it goes pretty deep in there. We've got the upper deck front, the trampoline mattresses. We've got our ASIM, which you can see right there. And then we've got our code 0/screecher there as well. And then a couple of lines right there. All the way down at the bottom is our backup fortress anchor. You can see just another front locker. And then you can see over here, same. Okay, so what we got here is our anchor locker. It's a Maxwell windlass. You can see the handle there. We also have 50 feet of chain, or 50 meters of chain, and 100 meters of road. And then up here, there is a freshwater, or you can convert it to a saltwater spray. So if you're coming up, you want to rinse that anchor off, or just the foredeck, get rid of some of that excess salt. We have the ability right here to raise and lower the anchor, but we also have the ability at the helm to raise and lower the anchor as well. So you can really just single-hand it, and then there's also the chain counter up there. If you want access to the anchor, now here we have the mast locker, and it has a couple of different things going on. Behind this is your line locker, and that comes off the mast. Here we've used this space for fuel cans as we get ready for our passage. We're just filling those up. Now this shelf was put in the event that we decide to do a dive compressor. We can put that here, and then down below, you can't really see it with all the jerry cans in the way, is the power source for that dive compressor. And as we mentioned in the different cabins, here are those ports that look into the different cabins. And then when you have this open, that airflow comes through and is able to get into the cabins without bringing in all the rest of the weather. As you can see on the coach roof, we have 5 400-watt solar panels. We've got one more 400-watt panel over the dinghy davits. That gives us a total of 2,400. Obviously, you can see right now how the boom is shading, so we're not going to be maximizing that. But when we've been under sail, we've seen 1,800 watts being put in, so not too shabby. With regards to reefing, we can control the reefing lines at the helm position, the 3 of them, but you do have to come up to the mast to secure the reefing line on the front of the sail. From the helm, it really truly is easy to almost single-hand, although we'll be dual-handing the vast majority of the time. Of course, everyone knows about the wonderful features of the VersaHelm. You can shut this up in inclement weather, but then you just put it right back open. We've mounted our Starlink here. You can see the wiring comes around, goes through the chart plotter, down, around, and then we have the power base and the router within like a couple feet of each other. And we've not had any issues with service yet. So that's good. Good to know that Starlink is working for us. All the winches are electrified. That makes that so much easier. Predominantly, you're going to have your main sheets on here. But I'm relatively tall, but you can see it's relatively easy to get to it. If not, there's a step here, and you just come up and work your clutches or your jammers. As you can see, again, same instruments up top as we have down below. And then we can control our winches. We got fast, slow for the middle, fast, slow for the port side winch. Now, we also have the jib furler winch, which sits behind me, and I'll show that in just a second. But you can control that from up here. For our boat, we also have a longeron camera, and we also have a masthead camera. The longeron camera is great because it allows you to pretty much anchor all by yourself. Whoever's driving the boat, just make sure that the anchor chain is straight when raising it or lowering it, and then you're good to go. The other camera is the masthead camera, which is also great for when you're docking or leaving, because then you can see pretty much all around you. All right, time to take a dive down into the engine compartment. We have the Yanmar 45 horsepower diesel engines, 100-gallon fuel tanks for each of them, so a total of 200-gallon capacity, or right around 400 liters. You can see here's parts of the autopilot that steers the rudder. And then you can see just where all the different parts are. Something that I really like is that we have 2 fuel water separators. so that in the event that one needs a filter replaced or something's going on, you can isolate it, you can still run the engine, and then you also don't have to worry about air in the system. Just right here, that is an APS, American Power System, 135 amp, 48 volt alternator, which is a high output alternator. And much like the Integral, which pushes close to 9,000 watts to fast charge your battery bank, ours isn't quite that capable, but it's going to push good close to 6,000 watts. So that'll just minimize, time that we have to run the engines to recharge the batteries if necessary. Because part of it too is that we opted out of getting a generator. Other things you can see in here is we do have a water heater, and this is on the port side. The starboard side has its own water heater as well. But right here is the 12 volt starter battery, and then this piece is basically a Wakefield 500, which APS has programmed for our diesel engines, and it's basically a voltage regulator which then talks to the Victron battery management system in order to regulate the voltage coming in when our batteries are getting charged, if they're already full, if they're trickle charged, whatever the case might be. We are now inside the tech room, electrical room, where basically a lot of the electronic components are stored and mounted. Along this wall you can see a lot of the Victron energy system, BMS systems for the 24 volt to 48 volt systems. Here we have our lithium batteries. We have a total of 3 48 volt lithium batteries giving us 600 amps. We have one 24 volt giving us 200 amps. And then we have just one service battery, 12 volt, which kind of is just running mostly the house lights and whatnot. We do have two inverters, one at each end. That's the 8,000 watt inverter, and then behind the air conditioning duct is another inverter. If I remember, that one's a 4,000. You can see for the solar, all the MPTs run along the wall as well for our solar system. You can see the Garmin suite right up there. All the instruments are there. AIS is up there. Everything's plugged into the NIMIA network. Right up here is our PredictWind data hub, which what we've done is we've got a 12 volt power source that we tapped into, and then we plugged it into the NIMIA network in order for it to get the GPS coming off the Garmin system. So that way it can push out our location and people can see where we are. And then the last cool piece is that is an air conditioner for the Salon. Each of the rooms, each of the cabins has its own air conditioner. And it seems to do pretty good. I believe the air cons are also running off the 48 volt system.